Welcome to today's Research Business Daily Report for word of a major new adopter of the Google Consumer Survey platform. Then 5 things that CMOs supposedly can do to get fired this year. And by the way, 2 to 3 of them have direct use of data. And third, Yahoo's new algorithm that it says can improve search campaigns. RBDR is sponsored today and this week by Focus Vision, your single source solution for quantitative and qualitative research. Focus Vision has just released a study into video variables that it says can help or hinder a survey's participation and completion rates. We'll tell you how to access the study and as well how to register for a webinar all about this study at the end of today's report. Established researchers didn't know what to think a couple of years ago when Google entered the research arena with Google Consumer Surveys, but it's clear that any hesitation about GCS's usefulness now has been worn away. You know, it's one thing for a small company to adopt Google Consumer Surveys as their research backbone. But when a company like Ipsos, which yesterday announced a suite of research offerings based on geolocation technology and exploitation of the Google Consumer Survey platform, well, that's a whole different situation. Ipsos says it is tapping Google Opinion Rewards 1 million plus respondents, using them to interview individuals who have visited specific locations during a 24-hour period. Ipsos CEO Didier Truchot commented about this development that it marked something that Ipsos thought was important, and that was to do something entirely different. Needless to say, Google couldn't be more pleased to be working with and learning from an organization like Ipsos, one of the top market research companies in our industry. Next, the central idea in marketing magazines feature 5 things CMOs can do to get fired is pretty self-explanatory, but the content has a lot of focus on data. Author Robert Bosch wrote that CMO's tough job is not getting easier, and in fact, it's getting tougher, and it needs to have those people to stay savvy. Of the 5 mistakes he listed, at least 2 directly revolve around research, and a third is in that general orbit. Bosch pointed out that CMOs have the tools and technologies right now to very accurately measure return on investment and to be able to react in real time. And he says they need to use them more and more and to rely on them. But increasingly, they have to deal with another issue. And that is leaning on technology in order to measure the success of marketing interactions across devices, and then to hit hard KPIs like CPO and CLV on top of incrementality and cost per profit. CMOs, Bosch moved on to say, can't fall into the trap of assuming that big data is the best data. Quoting Bosch, just because the data is created doesn't necessarily mean it should be kept. And just because it's been kept doesn't necessarily mean it is structured or usable. Smart data strategy, he continued, means using the data you already have, the structured, accessible data stores that are already used to drive other parts of your business and to make marketing work harder. Bosch's final point for CMOs, that they who win will be those who learn the automation power and real-time speed of programmatic technologies to provide user individual marketing at scale. And finally today, Yahoo is not ready yet to make available to marketers an algorithm that Yahoo Labs has created that detects anomalies in data streams. And supposedly, according to Yahoo, that will make it very capable of improving search campaigns. Currently, Yahoo is making data sets that it created to test and validate the algorithms and making them available to a non-commercial reference library. The Media Post news report that we found from Laurie Sullivan about all this said it is not really clear whether this algorithm will be made available to brands. It does seem to me, however, that everything has a price, and a good one, if that happens to work. That's your Research Business Daily Report. We've been sponsored by Focus Vision, your single source solution for quantitative and qualitative research. Focus Vision, AOL, and partner SSI have released a white paper that describes and analyzes the study results which is all about surveys that incorporate videos. It's not only a worthy and brief read, but Focus Vision is also trying to emphasize it by hosting a webinar where you can learn beyond the paper. We have separate links to the study and to the registration page for the May 19th webinar in today's RBDR. We hope you have a great research day, and we'll see you tomorrow.